Kirk Frost didn't expect it at all. One minute, he was walking through the crowd like usual, and the next, everything exploded into chaos. Fans screamed, cameras flashed, and then, out of nowhere, someone charged at him. The hit caught him off guard, knocking him off balance. The whole vibe shifted from excitement to pure panic. Security ran in quickly, but the damage was already done. Nobody could believe what had just happened. Was it some random outburst or something personal? Why did it happen now? Especially with all the talk about Kirk possibly leaving Love and Hip Hop? The video of the incident spread across the internet within minutes. Fans had a lot to say. Some thought it was just a wild fan lashing out. Others believed it was part of something bigger, maybe connected to drama we haven't seen yet. So what's the real story? Kirk's no stranger to drama. He built his whole career around it. But this was on another level. That night was supposed to be simple. Just another appearance. Since the rumors about him being dropped from the show had started, he'd been trying to keep a low profile. Blogs were buzzing, fans were speculating, but Kirk stayed quiet. Maybe that silence made things worse because what happened next changed everything. The event was packed. Industry people, influencers, and hardcore Love and Hip Hop fans were everywhere. Kirk walked through the crowd, calm and cool, as always. Despite the rumors and past drama, he still had people in his corner. But something felt off. Rashida had warned him earlier that day, telling him to be careful. "People are mad, Kirk," she said. That V1 situation really set some folks off. He brushed it off, thinking she was just being overly cautious. Looking back, maybe she was right. The first red flag? A group of fans watching him way too closely. At first, it felt normal. People stare all the time. But these weren't just regular fans. There was anger in their eyes. One guy in particular looked like trouble. Mid to late 20s, eyes locked on Kirk with something more than just interest. It wasn't good. Then Kirk's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You think you can just walk away from this?" He scanned the room, trying to figure out who sent it. His gut told him this wasn't just some random online troll. Something real was going on. His heart pounded, but he kept it together. He was in public. Nothing could happen here, right? Wrong. While he was greeting someone and playing it cool, that same man from earlier broke through the barrier. No shouting, just a fist out of nowhere. It hit hard. Kirk staggered back as people screamed. Security moved in fast, but the guy wasn't done. He tried to grab Kirk again, yelling something nobody could really make out in the noise. Phones were up, cameras flashing. It was all caught on video. Seconds later, the footage was already online. Kirk barely had time to react before security finally pinned the guy down. But then he shouted something that made everyone freeze. "You ruined everything. You lied." That's when it clicked. This wasn't random. It was personal. Kirk felt blood on his thoughts were spinning. Who was this man? What did he mean by ruined everything? Before he could figure it out, the cops were there, pushing through the crowd. The attacker kept screaming, "Tell the truth, Kirk. You know what you did." Rashida was suddenly by his side, panic in her voice. "Are you okay?" But he barely heard her. His body was in shock. The cameras were still rolling. The internet was already tearing the story apart. This wasn't just an attack. It was a message. But from who? Police started asking questions. Witnesses talked. The attacker, still yelling, was dragged into a police car. "You can't hide forever!" he shouted. Kirk looked at Rashida. They both knew this wasn't the end. If anything, it was just the beginning. Later, sitting in his car, Kirk scrolled through his phone. The video was everywhere, on Instagram, Twitter, and all over gossip blogs. Millions of views and counting, but that wasn't what bothered him. It was the DMs. His inbox was flooded with messages, mostly from burner accounts. Stuff like, "This is just the beginning," and "Watch your back." That's when it stopped feeling like internet noise. This was serious. Someone was using a public attack to send a private warning. Then came the message that really shook him. It was from an old friend. Someone he hadn't spoken to in years. "They're coming for you. You need to leave town now." Kirk's grip tightened on the phone. This person knew something. But what? Rashida snapped him out of it. She looked both worried and angry. "Kirk, we need to talk. Now." She had been quiet after the attack, but he could tell she was holding something in. He sighed and put down his phone. "Go ahead." "Who was that guy?" "He knew you. That wasn't just a fan." "What's really going on?" Kirk stared out the window. He wanted to play it cool and say it was nothing, but she'd been with him through too much. She could tell when he was hiding something. "I don't know," he finally said, "but I've got a bad feeling about this." Rashida wasn't having it. "A bad feeling? You just got attacked in front of the world. You're getting threats. This isn't just bad, it's dangerous. And now you're getting messages telling you to leave? Who sent that?" Kirky hesitated, then showed her. The second she saw the name, her eyes went wide. "You're still in contact with him?" "I'm not," Kirk said. "I haven't spoken to him in years. I don't even know how he got my number." Rashida took a deep breath, hands gripping the steering wheel. "Kirk, You need to be straight with me. This doesn't feel right. Kirk leaned back, rubbing his face. He didn't even know where to begin, but he knew one thing. This wasn't over. The next morning, his phone hadn't stopped buzzing. Headlines were everywhere. Ex-Love and hip-hop star attacked by fan. Shocking video emerges. Was it all a setup? As he scrolled through the news, he felt sick. No one had any real answers yet. The police weren't saying much, and the attacker's name hadn't been released. But the internet didn't care. Theories were all over the place. Some said it was revenge. Maybe someone Kirk had wronged. It was a warning. And now people were starting to connect dots Kirk didn't think they even knew existed. Rashida gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. "Kirk, what did you do?" she asked, her voice barely there. Kirk felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. His chest tightened, his mind went blank. Everything suddenly clicked. This wasn't about the TV show. It wasn't about getting fired. This was revenge, and Jason Carter wasn't acting alone. Kirk's fists clenched under. The detective's words kept echoing in his head. "He blames you for it." The mention of Jason's name dug up old memories Kirk had tried hard to bury. Rashida kept staring, her eyes wide. "Kirk, what did you do?" she repeated. He shook his head, swallowing hard. "It's not what you think." The detective didn't back off. "Then tell us what it is." Kirk rubbed his face, exhaling. He couldn't hide the truth now. If Jason was in town, if he had already attacked him in public, it meant things were more serious than— He looked at Rashida, who silently begged him to be honest. He finally spoke. "Jason and I used to be friends. We did business together. But it went bad. Real bad." The detective exchanged a quick glance with his partner. "How bad?" Kirk hesitated. What could he even say? He cleared his throat. "Jason got involved in something illegal. I warned him. I tried to distance myself. But when things fell apart, he was the one who took the fall. He went to prison. I didn't." Rashida's eyes widened. "Kirk, are you saying he—" Cut her off. "I didn't set him up. But I didn't help him either." The detective slowly nodded, connecting the dots. "And now he's out. Coming for you." Kirk's stomach turned. This wasn't just an old grudge. This was personal, dangerous. He leaned forward. "Do you know where he is?" "He's disappeared." The detective replied. "No home address? No credit card activity? The only proof he was here is the attack. You're telling me," Kirk said, jaw tight, "that you don't know where he is or what he's planning next?" "We're trying to figure that out," the detective said. "But if last night was just a warning, the next time you might not be so lucky." Rashida gasped and grabbed Kirk's arm. "We should leave. Now." Kirk shook his head. "That's what he wants. He wants me scared. I'm not running." "This isn't a game," she said, her voice cracking. "He attacked you in public. He's threatening you. What if he comes back?" A loud knock at the door cut her off. An officer entered, holding out a phone. "You need to see this." The detective took the phone and pressed play. Kirk and Rashida leaned in. The blood drained from their faces. The video showed Jason near the venue hours before the attack. But that wasn't the shocking part. He wasn't alone. Another person stood with him, face hidden by a hoodie. They talked briefly, and then the hooded person handed Jason something small. "Pause it. Zoom in," Kirk said. The detective did. When the image cleared, Kirk's heart sank. It was a key to what? Kirk didn't answer. He already knew. It was the key to his office. Panic shot through him. He jumped up. "We need to go." He didn't wait for permission. Kirk was out the door, Rashida right behind him. They ran to the car. Kirk, fumbling with his thoughts, raced. If Jason had the key, that meant— Rashida clutched the dashboard. "Slow down. What if he's still there?" Kirk's hands gripped the wheel. "Then I'll deal with him." The drive felt endless. When they reached the building, Kirk's heart dropped. The office door was wide open, not broken, just unlocked, like someone had walked in. Rashida grabbed his arm. "We should call the cops." "No time," Kirk said, and pushed the door open. Inside, it was dark and eerily quiet. Papers were all over the floor. Drawers had been opened. Someone had been searching for something, and he saw it. A black envelope placed right in the center of his desk. Rashida stepped back. "What is that?" Kirk picked it up with shaking hands and opened it. Inside was a single piece of paper, written in red ink. "This isn't over. He was here," Rashida whispered. Kirk stared at the message. Jason had broken in, looked through his stuff, and left this note. But what was he looking for? And what was next? His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He picked up. There was silence. Then a cold voice said, "Enjoy the memories. Soon, that's all you'll have." The line went dead. Kirk didn't answer right away. Jason wasn't just out for revenge. He was unraveling something deeper. Something from the past that Kirk hadn't faced. Before they could speak again, another knock sounded. Both froze. Rashida whispered, "Kirk, don't," but he was already moving. He reached for the doorknob and pulled it open. No one was there. Then he noticed it. A small package on the floor. Plain. Brown paper. No markings. "Kirk, don't touch it," Rashida warned, but he picked it up, carefully opening it. Inside was a USB drive. He looked at her, then walked over to his laptop and plugged it in. A video file popped up with nothing but a timestamp. From earlier that day, Kirk hit play. The footage showed the front of their house, but from an unfamiliar angle. It wasn't their security camera. Someone had installed a hidden one. Rashida gasped. Oh my God! The video showed them leaving home earlier. Then, moments later, Jason appeared. He didn't hide. No mask. He walked right up to their door, tried the handle, then turned to the camera and smiled. Then he leaned in and said something. There was no sound, just his lips moving. Can you read what he said? Kirk asked. Rashida's voice shook. He said, "You should have let me in." Kirk slammed the laptop shut. His face was pale, jaw clenched. "We're leaving." Rashida grabbed her bag without another word.